Hey everybody, welcome to the Master Wing channel. We have a shorter clip for you guys today, trying to keep it around 20 minutes. It's a game I recorded that I thought was entertaining and maybe even educational. Um, so we're adding commentary after the fact and see what you think. So here we go. The title of this video is Making a Huge Mistake. And I obviously make a big blunder here early in the game, and we try to make lemonade out of lemons. And I won't give away the ending, but it's a pretty interesting game. So, hopping right into the starting hand, I normally pick viticulturist, but I don't have any birds that have berries, and I'm looking at that purple martin, and that's pretty much my go-to. We go first in this game. We're going to get that nest box builder started with the purple martin. I keep Benelli's obviously for a big point bomb later in the game. Um, the mallard is really my go-to for the wetlands, so we'll draw cards and cycle through that grassland purple martin and laying eggs and scoring points all at the same time. I contemplate a bald eagle play, which would be weird with two fish in the bird feeder, but decide against it. We're not that hardcore, and the migratory birds I'm not super excited about either. So our main strategy here is to grab the martin and, like I said, cycle through cards in the grassland to build out an engine and get some food suppliers. Feeling really good. It's nice to go first in this situation, but that tuck and draw is just so crucial. I think we'll get that martin, we'll play the mallard, lay some eggs, draw cards, and then maybe even get Benelli's eagle down in round one to qualify for the goal. So we'll see how that goes. The eastern bluebird, western meadowlark, not excited about. So if you haven't caught on, here's the blunder. It just happened. What did I do? I didn't pick up the purple martin. I was so focused on my second, third, fourth turn. I play the mallard. And so my opponent obviously picks up the purple martin. We are yelling at the screen, pretty disappointed and almost feel like giving up because that was going to probably be a 10-point bird, and it was my whole game plan. So I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, but if you play hundreds and hundreds of Wingspan games, it's bound to happen at some point. So here we are. We pick up the Swainson's hawk. We have the food necessary for it. It qualifies for the goal. I'm still really bummed from that misplay. My opponent plays the black-chinned hummingbird, and I'm also looking at this Mississippi kite because now without cycling through the deck with that martin, I might as well get a forest bird because I need to somehow get food. So I decide to pick up the Mississippi kite. I pick up a house sparrow, a brown pelican. Nothing super exciting, but my opponent I know has the bird that I wanted. So here we are trying to execute a plan B. We are going to use the bird that comes up and go for the kite. Trying to make out whether to play Swainson's hawk or the kite first, but I decide on the kite. But yeah, I told you that mistake happened pretty early on, and that's Wingspan, and I thought it was realistic. So instead of uploading a perfect game where I just crush my opponent, or we try to make the best of it. I have 2 turns left, and we're contemplating: do we want to play Benelli's first? Do we want to play Swainson's? And I'm leaning towards Swainson's hawk. That absent purple martin also puts me kind of behind on that nest box builder. I intended to get at least 4 points from that bonus card, and now I've got 3 birds down, and I have 0. My opponent, honey buzzard, hummingbird. He's got a good start. Um, it's pretty close, and then he plays hummingbird, another hummingbird, the throated hummingbird, and I'm thinking maybe we have a chance here because he's going to be handing out some food. I draw cards one more time. We're going to win this end of round goal, and I'm wondering if his honey buzzard is going to come through for him. And I think he picks up 1 worm from the honey buzzard. Then in the tray comes the Eastern Imperial Eagle. I don't know if you caught that with the sped up footage. And then the ring-billed gull came up, and he grabbed both of those. So, kind of wondering what to do next here. All I've really got is Benelli's, and there's a lot of fish in the bird feeder. Contemplating a brown pelican play. Not that it's a strong bird, but maybe we go for it. I decide against it, and I pick up Maltoni's warbler and the chipping sparrow, which I think at this point gives me some hope. Since we're not going to be spamming that martin, I'm debating Maltoni's. My opponent plays purple gallinule, and so we might be getting some free cards, and with his hummingbird we're getting free food. And when you get free cards and free food, I'm thinking Maltoni's is viable. So instead of revealing the Maltoni's first, to let my opponent know, I play chipping sparrow first, because if I'm going to be executing Maltoni's and grabbing that food, I'm going to utilize the chipping sparrow and get some extra eggs. I'm also thinking my opponent, he's played 2 hummingbirds, a honey buzzard, and he's got, he's probably looking at Omnivore Expert there. So he's probably way ahead on his bonus cards. Mississippi Kite coming through. I think that's the first or second time that I've utilized the Mississippi Kite. And I will take all the points I can get at this point. My opponent's handing out the food. So now we have some more cards. Trying to make a comeback here. Yeah, his board looks like an Omnivore Expert board with that purple gallinule as well. And there goes the martin. I have no eggs, and my Swainson's has already executed 2 successful hunts, which I am obviously pleased about. He plays the gull, another Omnivore Expert bird. Now I drew the chiff-chaff a couple turns ago, and I'm debating if I want it in the wetlands or the forest. I think the 3 fish from the brown pelican, I'm leaning towards more so, just because I want the extra food with Maltoni's. Maybe I can play it into a puffin or a big point bird. I end up playing the chiff-chaff in the forest, because when I'm drawing those cards for the Maltoni, maybe I can tuck some with that chiff-chaff when I take food. So we're still okay. We might be a little behind as far as bonus cards are concerned, but we have tools here. And if he does spam that grassland, hopefully he'll continue to give us free food. Swainson's was unsuccessful that time. A little disappointed there. His honey buzzard is very successful there. Gets him 3 worms, and now we do Maltonies. And we win the first end round goal. So now we have a nice tray for us. I just got 3 fish from the brown pelican. And the barn swallow's a must grab, even in round 3. And I'm thinking it could be a double pelican board. Then what pops up? Prothonotary warbler and fish crow. Of course, my opponent could definitely use the crow. And I'm thinking that's probably the end of my free food from the hummingbird. This next goal is sets of 3, which can also be tricky with Maltonies. Sometimes you end up playing that last teal power bird and end up messing up your egg situation, so we're keeping that in mind. I like the Bob White play here. I had plenty of food and I need some extra eggs for this goal, and if I'm going to revolve the rest of my game with this Maltonies warbler. We have to gain food at some point in the round. Chipping Sparrow does its thing. I skip the Chiff Chaff. I'm debating whether that was worth it. It helped us win the end of round, but I need some extra cards for Benelli's. And so I skipped the Chiff Chaff there. Barn Swallow is a negative play, and I don't know. I hate to play Barn Swallow that late sometimes, but I still think it's good, and it's going to help build on our grassland and obviously score some points. I've uploaded a couple videos, honestly, the last couple weeks or so with these teal powers, and it's been Maltonies. I've had a couple wagtails, and it's beginning to be more consistent. And so I don't know, like I said, when there's no just easy plan B, they're becoming more and more of a take for me, if that makes sense. Some people will shy away from those birds, and they've been successful for me. So at least at this point, they seem to be doing okay. So we've got a 4, 5, 6, possibly a 7-point grassland engine if the Swainson's hawk is successful. Otherwise, it's just a 6-point engine. I have quite a bit of egg space. And so with 1 turn left in round 3, I'm debating whether we just abandon Maltonies and let's just go straight grassland for a little while. We get some more free food. And we're checking on the goals. The most he can get is 3 on his board. So we should be in good shape to win this end of round goal. If you're new to the game, firstly, I'm just pumped for you because this is an awesome game. But if you can't score bonus points, try to win the end of round goals. And vice versa. If you can't do the end of round goals, try to make it happen on bonus points. Our opponent gives us a free berry and a free card. We're loving it. And here we go. Moltoni's action again. Plenty of food here. We decided to go white pelican. That may be a little unusual, but I know I'm going to draw cards at least once, so that bird with the tucked fish becomes at least a 6-point bird. The common swift and the house sparrow, obviously they can tuck extra food, but I didn't have a lot of seeds and I didn't have a lot of worms, so that's what prevented me from playing those. My opponent plays, I don't know if you caught it, the Eastern Imperial Eagle last turn, which is fair since we're going to play Benelli's this game. But here I am, just trying to score as many points as possible, obviously in the last round. I decide Prothonotary Warbler is worthwhile, and again, it's back to this debate. Do I just spam the grassland for a 6-point play the next 4 turns? I think that gives me 20 eggs, and I think I'd be just fine in doing so. So there's definitely an argument for abandoning Moltoni's, but the end-around goal is food cost of played birds, and I have so much food, and I have Benelli's in the back. I ended up not abandoning Moltoni's, and we're gonna stick with it. I drew cards. I tucked that extra fish with the white pelican. And here we are. I think about to gain some food. And that's the other reason why I didn't abandon the Moltoni's Warbler. Okay, I lied. I played Benelli's first, just to make sure we were good. Yeah, I played Benelli's, but like I said, I also don't abandon Moltoni's Warbler because I have the Chiff Chaff. And when I spent that turn drawing cards, I thought, well, if I have any extra cards, I can at least tuck them behind the Chiff Chaff when I gain food. So it wasn't a completely wasted turn. Let's see if I can fix this light right here. Helps me a little bit. Alright, so feeling good. We filled out our board almost. We're going to gain some food here, tuck the extra cards, and I think save 1 card for Moltoni's and 1 card for the Barn Swallow. And the Mississippi Kite, that's 3 successful hunts. Mississippi Kite is not normally a 7-point bird, and Swainson's Hawk has turned into a 9-point bird. So that was definitely helpful. Here we go, last turn of the game. Hope y'all have enjoyed it thus far. It's a little sped up, but sometimes that's fine. Barn Swallow doing work. Swainson's Hawk successful again. Feeling pretty good compared to the first turn of the game where we miss out on that purple martin. My opponent's board is still looking pretty good. I'm worried about that Omnivore Expert, but we squeak out the last end-around goal. And here we are. 53 bird points, 106.91. We pulled it out. The plan B worked. He had a great board. He had Imperial Eagle. He didn't have Omnivore Expert. But Maltonies came through, and the Chipping Sparrow, Chiff Chaff, everybody worked to win the game. It was a solid plan B. And so I just wanted to post this in case this ever happened to y'all. What's been the biggest mistake you've ever made playing Wingspan? I know it's out there. I just had to post it just in case. Thanks for watching. If you haven't liked or subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. See you next time.